Anyway, this is where lockdown has brought me. It's fine. I'm fine.
We're all fine.
My name is Laura Joy and I'm a professional photographer, and I have been for 9 years and counting. But right now it is January of 2021 in Ontario, which means that we are under lockdown. We are not able to leave our houses and there's been a stay-at-home order. I thought I would take this opportunity to check something off my bucket list, which is start my YouTube channel. I also wanted to take this time to be a little bit more creative and try and challenge myself and get better as a photographer, because isn't that what we're all trying to do? So what I thought I would do is I would emulate the styles of 3 famous photographers, all with wildly different styles, so that I could learn some of their techniques and perhaps their styling, and just get in the mindset of another photographer so that maybe it will make me a better photographer going forward. So the first photographer that I'm going to emulate is David LaChappelle. If you don't know who David LaChappelle is, he is an American photographer, and he was the most popular probably in the late 90s, early 2000s, but still is photographing today. He's photographed a ton of celebrities, and he's done fine art shows all over the world, and also does a lot of commercial work as well. His photos are incredibly surrealist, but also have a pop art kind of feeling to them. They're very kitsch, they're very energetic, and it's clear that every time he gets behind the camera, he has a very clear concept. Paris Hilton claims that David LaChappelle is one of the reasons she's so famous. That's because her and David LaChappelle broke into her grandparents' house and took this photo. I'm looking to recreate some of the elements of his photos. I know I might not be able to get exactly what he would get. He's got quite large sets and is photographing celebrities, and I'm in my home and I got me, but we're gonna try it anyway. In order for me to emulate him, I have to do a bit of a study on what makes his photos look like his photos. The first thing that I would say is his use of color. Immediately when you see the photo, you can see how much color he uses, and not only just one color, contrasting colors and multiple colors all throughout the image. So I know when I'm going to be doing the post-production, I'm going to have to make sure that the saturation sliders are way up and things are going to look really punchy and colorful and vibrant. The second thing is texture. He is not afraid of texture. He's not afraid of layering different images. He's not afraid of adding different clunky elements to his photos, having multiple people in the photos. He definitely loves a sense of chaos, but it's organized chaos. So when we look at the lighting for David LaChappelle, we know that it's going to be very directional, it's very bright and very clean lighting. I don't think he uses natural light very often, if at all. So typically what I think he would probably do is light them with a big octobox or multiple umbrellas, but it definitely seems like he has one key light that tends to really highlight the subject and is very directional. So in the later years of David LaChappelle, it's clear that he's gotten really heavy into composites, and he's doing a lot with Photoshop and doing some really cool creative things there. However, I'm definitely going to take inspirations from some of his older years, or I guess he was younger, but it was older. Anyway, I think I'm going to try and take inspiration from kind of like the late 90s, early 2000s, because that's how I remember his photos, and that's when I was first introduced to them. I think right now, because we're seeing this resurgence of this like Y2K aesthetic, it's just made me very excited to try and emulate his style again, as it definitely connects with that kind of time in my life when I was a little bit young and he's photographing all the pop princesses and all that fun stuff. So I'm really excited to try this, and I'm hoping that I get a cool concept, or at least I learned something from it. So ladies and gentlemen, I have a green bathroom in the house that I'm living in. It's mint green, so it's not really the vibrant colors that David LaChappelle would normally use, but I think with some creative lighting in Photoshop, I can kind of punch up the color a little bit. It's pretty much the only really colorful place in my house, so I think it's kind of the #1 contender. And I've always sort of wanted to shoot in here just to see what I could kind of create, given that it's not the prettiest thing, but it's kind of interesting. I look like a clown, and I'm in an 80-year-old woman's bathroom. Because this is the life that I live. These are the choices I've made. The question is, am I in too deep trying to emulate David LaChappelle? Yes. Hoping that you'll give me some leeway, because we are in lockdown. I cannot go out and get anything, and I'm not a makeup artist, and I don't have a $1 million set. I'm also not a celebrity, but I do have a green bathroom. So here's hoping that my concept comes across the way I want it to. So this is another view of the bathroom. As you can see, I'm working with very, very little space. And the way I'm gonna light it is with this beauty dish. It's an Einstein. And I'm gonna use the beauty dish on it, just going right at the toilet so we get that really directional, really shiny look. You'll have to wait till the final image to kind of see my concept, and hopefully it turns out. So wish me luck. Do I think that I nailed it? No, I don't think I totally captured the David LaChapelle look, but I will say that the exercise did make me kind of think about the photo differently. Because I was coming at it from a more surrealist perspective, I definitely took some chances that I normally wouldn't have taken. And I think that this exercise was totally worthwhile. I think that you have another photographer that you love the style of, but maybe isn't like your personal style. It's still fun to try them out and just kind of put your feet in their shoes for a little bit and see what you can create. It probably won't look exactly like theirs because no art can be completely recreated, and that's the fun thing about it. But I definitely think that I will take some lessons from this going forward, and hopefully the next time I'm shooting I can think a little bit more outside the box. So I hope that you liked this video. The next photographer that I'm going to be emulating is the Queen, Miss Annie Leibovitz. So definitely subscribe if you'd like to see that, and we'll see you later. Bye!